Todos los días, de lunes a viernes a las 11 de la noche, Guillermo Benítez y Bernadette Pardo les traen la edición nocturna de Noticias 23, Lo Nuestro.
Esta noche en Titulares Deportivos ya están los dos finalistas para el Campeonato Mexicano de Fútbol.
Por las calles de Mónaco a toda velocidad, pero ¡wow! ¿Qué pasó aquí? Me dieron vuelta el automóvil.
Maromero Páez nos habla de su más difícil pelea. Además, una antesala a la final de la NBA.
Y en fútbol soccer vuelan los...
ago was like any other average young man, now face some very adult options.
See, I could have amputation. I could have what they did to me, the prosthesis, or I could have radiation done. And I chose the prosthesis.
Mike is able to walk up and down these stairs again because of a medical breakthrough. It would have been very different only 2 years ago.
2 years ago, and that's what they were been telling us, that 2 years ago there wouldn't have been an option. They would have gave him a artificial leg. And that's what he would have been working with right now, is how to use that.
But doctors at the Presbyterian St. Luke's Limb Salvage Institute were able to save his leg by taking out the cancerous bone in his knee and replacing it with a fake one. The new surgical procedure not only takes care of the cancer, it also does wonders for a 15-year-old's ego.
If you can have this kind of procedure, your prosthesis is internal. And so the outside looks totally normal and nobody can tell you even ever had cancer.
But there is sacrifice. Mike will now have to undergo months of physical rehabilitation to learn how to use the artificial knee, and doctors emphasize they cannot perform the prosthesis surgery on all bone cancer patients. But we wish Mike the best of luck. Well, it was a big occasion for one Denver newspaper today as its new $150 million printing plant opened for business. The Rocky Mountain News will now be produced at the rate of 70,000 copies an hour on the state-of-the-art color liner press. The new facility represents the largest capital expenditure in the history of Scripps Howard, which publishes the Rocky. Earlier this week, the price of the paper on newsstands went up from 25 cents to 35 cents. Well, rain, hail, funnel clouds, even some sunshine. We've seen it all this afternoon. Is the worst over for your weekend? Cliff has your forecast up next.
The experience of buying a $60,000 car is, to say the least, different. You get to walk around a showroom without looking over your shoulder.
Nobody does it fresher than Safeway. This week, save on ripe, juicy cantaloupe. This refreshing, delicious cantaloupe is just 25 cents a pound. And here's another summer treat, the Summer Sizzler, buy one, get one free sale. Going on now at Safeway. For the quality you want and the low prices you need.
Nobody does it better.
Nobody does it better for less than Safeway.
Every day, Inside Edition brings you real stories about fascinating people, the action and emotion inside the news, the stories you'll think about and talk about. Watch the next Inside Edition.
Inside Edition takes you inside the truth behind the primetime movie, Bed of Lies.
This is a movie.
Whatever happened to the man I married?
This is reality.
It's so sad to see how cheap life is treated.
Don't miss the next Inside Edition.
Tune in tonight at 10:35 for Inside Edition on Colorado 7.
To say the least, this guy has been real busy in the Weather Center this afternoon. Man, it's like up and down. And
we have had some tornadoes this afternoon, a whole handful of tornado watches. Just real quickly, and we had some spotted north of Araba, which is northeast of Lyman. We had one about 5 miles south of Sugar City. These are all the public spotting these. West End toward the county line in Kit Carson County, near Hugo and Lincoln County, and northeast of Baca and southeast of Provers County. So those were just a few. We're still having some real tough weather in Westminster and also in the San Luis Valley. That's just the beginning. Take a look at what we have right now, and you're going to be able to see we have a tornado watch in effect, and that is in effect until 7 o'clock, and that is for Elbert, Lincoln, Kit Carson counties, and also El Paso. No, it does not include the Colorado Springs area. But if you take a look at the radar, you can see what we're talking about, and I'll show you real quickly what we're looking at as far as the radar is concerned. Most of it is moving to the southeast, and we're going into Bent County and the southeastern part of the state. And we just had some areas to the south of us. and that's about it. There's some very heavy cells out there. Right now it is 62 degrees. The winds are from the northeast at 18 miles an hour. The relative humidity 62%. The barometer this hour is rising. That's a good sign. And we have partially clearing skies out right now. Most of the rain and the showers and all the storms moving to the east of Colorado at this hour, off into the plains from the foothills out. Low temperature 54, high temperature 76. It's a little bit above the normal in the low department, a little bit below in the high department. Record high 95, record low 36. Sunset tonight at 8:24. It could be a good one. Don't give up hope yet. Warmest temperature around the area, Littleton 70. Lowest temperature, that's the highest. Lowest temperature 62 in North Glen. All cloudy skies right now. And if we expand our area here and you can see the rest of the state, look at Grand Junction, still in the low 80s this afternoon. Most of these thunderstorms came from the west, rolling down off the mountains, and of course we got them this afternoon. Here's the satellite picture, and you can see very quickly that this leading edge of some cooler air was a cold front, actually a storm front. It's falling apart, and tomorrow is going to be generally a cloudy day with, again, a good afternoon chance of showers and some thunderstorms. That's the way it looks for tomorrow, looking at for generally the 70s tomorrow, and then of course the 80s, the southern part of the state. If depending on the sunshine, we may be very lucky and get into the upper 70s. But right now, I don't think that's going to happen. We're going to be very close to 70. Off into the west, still a good chance of after thunderstorms as this system just hangs in with us. Afternoon thunderstorms, a good chance in the high country, and off into the plains, a little warmer with, again, a fair chance of some afternoon thunderstorms. Now, in case you're wondering what's happening in the next couple of hours, it'll be rainy and windy till about 7 o'clock. And then, believe it or not, it's going to be partly cloudy for the rest of the evening. It'll be a good night, low temperature around 50 degrees. Mostly cloudy tomorrow. Fog, a good chance in the morning. Afternoon thunderstorms, a good bet, a high of 73. The 4 days ahead look like this. We're going to have, again, a visit of some afternoon storms on Monday and Tuesday. But you know, Ernie, Sunday I'm still holding out for bright sunshine, a high temperature close to 79. And for our friends to the east, it'll be over a little bit. Most of the bad weather, most of the severe weather is now gone.
Okay, but we'll keep watching it.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks, Cliff. Well, it's game day in the NBA Finals, and you won't believe how Michael Jordan spends his day. And we're going to take you out to John Elway's celebrity-laden golf tournament. Sports up next.
Every sports sedan is supposed to do well in the fast lane.
And we'll show them what's inside at the end of
Okay, then we can eat them after we show everybody.
We're talking hoops. As Jim Croce once warbled, you don't tug on Superman's cape. Clyde Drexler apparently not a big Jim Croce fan. That's exactly what the Portland guard is doing. He was the Blazer that, and try not to giggle here, guarded Michael Jordan in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. And Drexler actually said today, quote, "Be real. How many games are you going to see like that?" Well, what a sight this morning in Chicago. Here it is, game day in the NBA Finals, and after the Bulls shoot-around, Jordan hangs and plays pickup ball with some of his buddies. You'd think this would drive his coach crazy. Well, you've got another think coming.
It always seems to give him the confidence and the fun that I think basketball and playing basketball as a business has to be for these players to really enjoy it and to make it magical.
I let the game come to me. I'm not going to go crazy. You know, if it comes to me and I feel that zone again.
Today is a mini carnival outside the hospital. A friendly game of beach ball, volleyball between patients on different floors competing here. And a chance to bewilder and then dunk some of the staff.
What song did John Lennon later call the finest piece of music I ever wrote?
I don't know.
Get her!
It's nice for them to be able to see the staff make fools of themselves and goof around and struggle, and then it just gives them everybody a chance to, I guess, let their hair down and have a good time.
About 450 people, patients and their families and staff, came out to enjoy the day. Also out there today, Ed, Peter Pilgrim came by to visit for a little bit today, which was terrific. And next week we're going to have an update for our viewers on how he's doing. He's doing very well.
Very well. Okay, a chance for the defending champion to repeat in the men's finals at the French Open, and Mike Nolan is in the newsroom for Ron Zappola with more on that.
Thank you, gentlemen. You may recall a few days ago, Andre Agassi said Jim Courier lacked natural talent. Well, he may be having second thoughts about that. In a men's semifinal at the French Open today, Courier demolished Andre Agassi, who's turning into a real underachiever. The score is 6-3, 6-2, 6-2. Courier plays Peter Korda now for the title on Sunday. And the Chicago Bulls, heavy favorites to make it 2 in a row over the Portland Trail Blazers tonight in Game 2 of the NBA series. The big question, can Portland recover from that 33-point loss on Wednesday night? I don't think they can. A loss to show you some of the John Elway golf tournament. Herb Brooks, who coached the USA Olympic team back in '80 to that miracle on ice, is back in the National Hockey League today. We'll tell you about that coming up in just a few minutes.
You didn't miss anything, did you?
I hope not.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Mike.
Thanks, sir.
The weekend's stormy weather seems to have gone together for a lot lately, and we're going to find out from Mike Nelson if this weekend will be an exception. He's next.
Cooking to order sweet lobster, succulent shrimp, and Alaskan snow crab, and serving them all together. Don't miss our best combinations ever. They're just for a limited time. So hurry in tonight for lobster, crab, and shrimp.
Only at Red Lobster.
It's time to go for the gold. Watch News 4, and when you see this medal, you'll have a chance to win a new Pontiac Grand Am. Go for the gold. Let the game begin. Brought to you by your neighborhood Colorado Pontiac dealers and News 4. When you see news happening, become a part of the Eyewitness 4 network. Call News 4 at 830-NEWS or dial #4SEND on your U.S. West cellular phone.
For a brief moment in time, a truly significant furniture sale will take place. A sale of sales at Casey. Denver's most fashionable selection at deep discounts. Everything in stock included, with no monthly payments or finance charges for a full year. Until June 1993. Or use cash and take an extra 10% off sale of sales prices. This week, the sale of sales at Casey Fine Furniture is the only place to be.
I cannot believe you did that.
Did what?
You just poured another cup.
I did not.
You did too. You did too.
Honey, relax, okay? Pay less, drugs will still be there.
Coating that makes it safer.
Plain and box.
Bedrooms and dining rooms.
Incredible markdowns on recliners, entertainment centers, even mattresses.
And new furniture costs you nothing for 6 full months.
It's your best time to save.
It's Weberg Furniture's Best Buy sale.
This weekend.
These are 10 warning signs of depression. Sleeping too much, loss of appetite, isolation, loss of concentration, lack of energy, uncontrollable crying, feelings of guilt, irritability, hopelessness, suicidal thoughts. Don't check them all off before you get help.
Call Charter Hospital anytime for help and information. 989-5000.
Tonight on Colorado 7 News at 10 o'clock, incidents where people's cars are stolen from them at gunpoint are on the rise here in Denver. We'll have that story. Also tonight, out and about with KYGO Radio's Chuck Leary. He's going to take you to a Denver hotspot where you can step back in time to the days of the old Wild, Wild West. Well, a heavy dose of nostalgia has arrived in Denver for the weekend. It's the Baby Boomerama at the Regency Hotel. The Baby Boomerama. The show's headliner was tiptoeing around the 16th Street Mall today instead of the Tulips. And while seemingly here to just bring back some memories, Tiny Tim is letting a major political announcement slip.
I'm going on tour for vice president. We're running for vice president with Pat Paulson. He's running for president again on the show business ticket starting in July to the end of September.
Well, there doesn't seem to be a problem with name or face recognition, and who knows? This could be the year. Maybe with Russ Perot. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. That'll do it for this edition of 7 News at 5 on a Friday. We'll see you back here tonight at 10 o'clock. Have a good night.
Sure, I like bargains, but I like value, too.
For the next couple of days, the weather's going to be a little bit interesting here because the jet stream flow, those winds aloft, is coming in from the northwest. That's helping to push that front through here. We also have some little waves of energy moving along in that jet stream flow, and that may help to kick off more shower and thunderstorm activity tomorrow afternoon and again on Sunday. Tomorrow, I think, will be a quieter day than today, but Sunday it could spark up and be some fairly intense thunderstorms again late in the afternoon. So the forecast for tomorrow, that main storm system sweeps off with that jet stream flow into the Midwest. We get that upslope wind in the morning, clouds, drizzle conditions, then see some sunshine about midday, and then a 20 to 30% chance of an afternoon thunder shower. Cooler tomorrow with the high only in the lower 70s. And across the state, the warmest temperatures tomorrow will be out west, getting up into the lower 80s. A little bit cooler across the eastern part of the state. Scattered thunderstorms, but somewhat quieter day expected. Here's what it looks like for Denver for tonight. Those scattered showers will linger for the next couple of hours, and then we'll just go over to a mostly cloudy sky, dropping off to about 52 degrees. Tomorrow morning, clouds, a little bit of patchy fog and drizzle, then partly sunny with a few afternoon showers or thunderstorms, high 72. Sunday morning, sunshine, scattered storms in the afternoon. Pretty much the same story for Monday. And then by Tuesday and Wednesday, those rain chances drop off enough that I think we just won't mention them, and we'll just go sunny to partly cloudy with highs expected in the lower 80s. Weather was so chancy today, nobody wanted to join me in the backyard, so it's just me and my umbrella for today, gentlemen.
Or the hook, whichever way
right.
you care to look at it. Yes, thank you.
Actually, there's somebody with a hook on the other side of him. Fishermen and would-be fishermen will be glad to hear that tomorrow and Sunday have been declared free fishing days in Colorado, and that means that anybody, resident or non-resident, can fish without a license in our state. In conjunction with these free fishing days, the National Forest Service is offering free camping at its campgrounds tonight and tomorrow night. First come, first served.
We'll update when we come back. The United Bank murder suspect testifies at his trial. We'll hear more of that next.
And the woman who has claimed to be Mrs. David Letterman gets a new home in prison.
Coming home, coming back to the things that comfort you when nothing.
Courts at the French Open.
To make sure the Saturn would make it through anything anyone might do with a car, we considered what would happen if you found yourself in the Amazon in August, or went camping in the Sahara and forgot your tent. What if you stayed in Bombay through monsoon season? We even considered what would happen if you drove your Saturn to the nearest Dixie Mart to get some cherry vanilla ice cream.
At 7-Eleven, we choose gasoline differently. You see, some convenience stores carry Larry's gasoline one week and Ernie's the next, but we only carry Citgo. It's nothing personal against Ernie or Larry. They're both nice guys. But only Citgo has engine cleaning HTA 1000. Same price, cash or credit. So while you never know whose gasoline you're getting from some convenience stores, you always know you're getting Citgo quality from 7-Eleven, where brand name gasoline makes a difference. Oh, thank heaven for 7-Eleven.
There's more than one way to have 100 years worth of fun. You could.
Desk with more. Paula?
Ed and Mike King was the last person to testify for the defense. Right now, the prosecution is calling.
Right now, look for specially marked Pepsi cans and get $2.50 off an adult unlimited ride pass.
So that you can continue to see all the beauty that surrounds you. We offer only the highest standard of professional eye care. And with quality products like Renew Solutions by Bausch & Lomb and designer frames by Sergio Chireta, we not only can help you see better, we can help you look better. 1 Hour Optical. We take your eyes seriously. Stop in for a complete eye exam, just $29.
Welcome back to News 4 at 5. Here's a quick update on our top stories this evening.
3 men are under arrest at this hour, accused of being the infamous society burglars. The men are suspected in a string of burglaries in upscale neighborhoods where the homeowners were tied up. Other news, Jim King took the stand in his own defense today in the United Bank murders trial. He began his testimony by saying he never robbed or shot anyone in his life.
It was an extraordinary day at the Jim King trial. Joining us to discuss today's proceedings are News 4's Brian Moss and our legal expert, Dan Kaplis. Brian?
Bill, Jim King was on the stand for between 4 and 5 hours today. Part of that was direct examination by his attorney, Walter Grash. A lot of it, though, was cross-examination, and he seemed unflappable. He was like a straight line the whole time. He never got emotional. He didn't vary. He didn't lose control at all. How do you think he came off to the jury in his testimony?
Oh, he helped himself tremendously, because even when the prosecutor was able to confront him with the fact that hurt King, King would just politely acknowledge it with a yes, sir, and he would diffuse it that way, and so I think he impressed the jury tremendously.
The only thing I thought that really made a point was near the end, Prosecutor Bill Buckley said, "Are you trying to tell me it's a coincidence that you got a larger safe deposit box the day after this robbery, that you just happened to throw your gun away?" And he ran off all the coincidences. I thought that kind of made a point.
Yeah, but that's why King's testimony was so important, because he offered innocent explanations for all of the circumstantial evidence against him, explanations only he could offer. That's why he took the stand.
Kind of a last-minute move. The prosecutors have now called Paul Yoakum to the stand. You may recall he's a former United Bank guard who at one time was considered a suspect in this case but was never arrested. He's the man who the defense has tried to portray as a possible alternative suspect. Is this just a last-gasp desperation move?
It really is. They're just trying to get a little momentum through Yoakum, because at the end of King's testimony, they were on a very flat note.
Finally, I want to ask you, if the jury had to make its decision now, and they won't until next week, but if they had to decide now after Jim King's testimony, which way do you think they'd go?
Oh, I think they would acquit him, definitely. Now, we still have closing argument Monday, and the prosecutor may be able to put evidence and testimony together in a way the jury hasn't considered it before, so it's not over yet.
Proceedings will continue Monday, and we will be here. Bill, back to you.
All right, thanks, Brian Moss and Dan Kaplis. Jim?
An NBC documentary is scheduled to air tonight, but one of the nation's most powerful lobbying groups is generating a furious campaign to keep the program off the air. The Brokaw Report, America the Violent, examines the underlying causes of violence in this country. But News 4 investigator John Ferrugia reports the National Rifle Association has millions of its members calling TV stations to protest. And John reports neither the NRA leadership nor its members have seen the program.
Teenagers view why teenagers are bringing guns to school.
The calls have been coming here for 2 days, and they've been coming by the hundreds. You've gotten this letter, but you haven't seen the documentary. An NRA fundraising letter sent to millions of members nationwide charges that NBC News and its president, Michael Gartner, are on a mission to repeal the right to bear arms. The NRA's executive director writes in part, "I need you to act now and protest the anti-gun special and the gun ban campaign to help launch this attack on the Second Amendment."
There's someone on a fire escape outside her bedroom window.
While no one at the NRA has seen tonight's broadcast, it is attacking the documentary based on opinion columns written by Gartner, who personally advocates changing the Constitution to ban handguns. Gartner was not available to respond today, but I did speak to NBC News anchor Tom Brokaw, who presents tonight's program. He says Gartner's personal views aren't relevant.
Nothing in this program suggests the confiscation of handguns, the banning of them, or the repeal of the Second Amendment.
But George Niefler, the NRA representative in Colorado, says Gartner and NBC are involved in a clear conflict.
No one would ever believe that the president of a national news organization would do anything other than carry his personal views into a documentary program.
That perception is one that does not escape Tom Brokaw, who seems uncomfortable with his boss's penchant for sounding off.
I'd be a lot happier, as I've told Michael personally, if he would confine his commentary to press issues and to words. He's written about that in the past. He feels very strongly, personally and professionally, that he has this right to write occasional newspaper columns about issues that interest him, about which he feels strongly.
Even so, Brokaw reiterated that tonight's broadcast is, in his view, balanced and fair and cannot be judged before it's seen by those who disagree with the personal views of his boss.
He is not imposing his judgments on the programs on NBC. What he is doing is saying, in a newspaper column separate and distinct from what we do, This is what I believe.
I'm John Ferrugia, News 4.
That one-hour broadcast of the Brokaw Report, America the Violent, will air tonight right after the News 4 late edition.
The battles over the environment continue at the Earth Summit in Brazil.
When we come back, we'll meet people from Summit County headed to the Earth Conference, hoping to head off disputes between the participants.
Whatever it takes, Montgomery Ward. We are overstocked, so save store-wide 30 to 65% off your favorite brands for the whole family. Take 35 to 70% off our huge selection of furniture. Plus, take $5 to $250 off the hottest brands in electronics and appliances. And on top of that, get instant discounts on all furniture, all appliances, and these electronics even on sale prices. Whatever it takes, Montgomery Ward.
My mother would have a fit if she thought I wasn't using a detergent and a fabric softener for my dirtiest clothes. But why mess with these things when Ultra Bold does the job of both? It's the only concentrated detergent and softener in one. See? Super clean and super soft. With Ultra Bold, I don't need a detergent and a softener. I just keep them around in case Mom drops by, which is always right about...
Ultra Bold, clean, soft, and simple.
Mom, what a surprise.
The Brooker boys are here on tour. What's been the highlight of your Lake Edna stop, Matt?
I'd say this new honey barbecued chicken, Russ. Fried chicken glazed in a special sauce with a touch of honey. Get 2 pieces with baked beans, coleslaw, and a biscuit in a roundup meal for just $2.99.
That was completely unsolicited.
The 2-piece honey barbecue roundup meal, just $2.99, or the 8-piece meal, just $9.99 for a limited time in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods.
In Colorado, PetSmart found over 167,000 reasons not to sell dogs or cats. Here are just a few. Local animal shelters have thousands of lovable dogs and cats, and we think each one deserves a good home. That's why we'll pay up to 25% of your adoption fees during Love-A-Pet. It's just one more reason to adopt a pet. PetSmart. No one understands pets like we do. Save on Purina Dog Chow 50-pound bag, just $15.79. Purina Cat Chow 20-pound bag, only $8.97.
3 Coloradans are on their way to the Earth Summit in Brazil. The trio represents the Keystone Center in Summit County. That's an organization focusing on science, public policy, and the environment. Rod Elijah of the News 4 Mountain Bureau reports on the scientists' mission.
Coming out of the Earth Summit, there'll be a broader framework, a better understanding of what the issues are in front of us, and that people will use this more as a starting point rather than an ending point.
Meet Mike Lesnick, Vice President of the Keystone Center in Summit County, and one of 3 officers of the nonprofit Center for Scientific Dialogue that will attend the Earth Summit in Brazil.
And our job really is to be neutral mediators to help environmentalists, corporations, governments work together to see if they can develop consensus solutions to very difficult problems like toxics, like biological diversity.
Lesnick, along with Center President and founder Robert Craig, numerous scientists and other governmental and non-governmental entities have developed a treaty called Plant Genetic Resource that is part of the document on biodiversity being mulled over at the summit.
We're going there really in the observer status, and we're just going to be talking to people about how to take this thing further beyond Rio. We're making ourselves available really as resources in a sense for the future.
The trip to Rio and the 60-page treaty do have global importance. Scientists agree it is critical to preserve plants in their native state to ensure the food, health, and energy needs of the world's population in the future.
The wild varieties that the world needs of the food crops is also part of biological diversity. It's that part that feeds people. So that if we don't protect that biodiversity as well, we may not have the food available to feed the population in the year 2020.
Not only does the Keystone Center hope to make a lasting global impact by implementing their plant genetic resource study, they also hope to create new contacts and dialogues at the summit on subjects such as pesticides and the third world. Rod Elisha, News 4 Mountain Bureau.
The Keystone Center is internationally renowned for solving disputes involving environmental issues. But here in Colorado, it's best known for running a nature and science school for young people.
So you say nothing fun ever happens? Stick around for Steve's World in a couple of minutes. And up next in sports, we'll have a preview of Game 2 of the NBA Championships.
Get ready for a smile on your face.
It's just the right time and just the right place. The music you love, the movies you share, the things that make you care.
Keeping value high, we'll serve you so our relationship will grow and grow.
Columbia House, big enough to bring you all the best in entertainment. Columbia House.
Look for special Columbia House offers this month in selected magazines, newspapers, and your mail.
Columbia House, big enough to entertain America. One person at a time. Columbia House, one person at a time.
Freedom's the one.
Only one gum leads the way when you've got dental work, and that's Freedent. Freedent won't stick to your dental work, so you can be confident chewing it. And because it also moistens your mouth and freshens your breath, Freedent's in a class by itself.
Freedom's the one that took the stick out of gum, and Freedom moistens your mouth. Yeah, moistens your mouth and freshens your breath while you chew.
Non-stick Freedent moistens your mouth and freshens your breath.
This help for your home is brought to you by Bell Plumbing and Heating.
Spring is here, and that means it's time to prepare your home for the wonderful warm Colorado weather. First, find your home's main water shutoff valve and identify it with a tag like this one. Then check exterior hose spigots for leaks or pipe breaks that could have been caused by winter's hard freeze. Finally, replace your furnace and air conditioning filters. Preparing your home now for the warm weather ahead can help ensure a worry-free summer.
This News 4 Sports is brought to you by Honda Power Equipment.
Here's the man who says the Trailblazers might as well go home.
Did I say that?
Well, something to that effect.
I think pretty much I did say that a little
Yeah, I
earlier.
think so.
That's true. Yeah. Can the Portland Trailblazers rebound from Wednesday's humiliating loss to the Bulls? That's the question as we get set for Game 2 in the NBA Finals. You, of course, can see the game live right here on News 4. We'll have it tonight at 7. Bulls players like Stacey King enjoyed reading about Wednesday's blowout, but as you might expect, the Bulls party line now is to forget all about that and concentrate on tonight.
You have to put these things away, and you know, roller coaster ride this is, and you've got to understand that the ups and downs of playoffs are what's so important that you keep an even keel.
I looked at one tape, our offensive defense last night, and it wasn't very good, so I went to the game tape later, and that wasn't any good. Then I saw the NBC tape, and it got worse. So I think it's probably the last time I'm going to look at that tape.
I don't blame him. If you read the book Jordan Rules, you know that Michael Jordan won't win any popularity contests among his teammates. Now, today, reserve guard Craig Hodges leveled the latest blast at the superstar. Hodges called on Jordan to become more involved in the black community in Chicago. He also said Jordan's lack of response to last month's riots in L.A. are typical of his desire to avoid controversy. Jordan responded to Hodges' comments by saying he's not about to make a public announcement about the things that he does. The NBA did make a public announcement today about its all-star team, and no surprise, Jordan and Drexler are the backcourt, the Admiral, David Robinson in the middle, Mullen and Karl Malone are the forwards. Second team ain't bad either. Stockton and Hardaway the backcourt, Ewing at center, and Pippen and Barkley are at the forward spots. Peter Korda, not exactly a household name, but maybe by Sunday he will be. The young Czechoslovakian ending Henri Lecomte's great run in the semifinals of the French Open. Korda won in straight sets, earning a spot in the finals. But now the water will be getting considerably deeper. Defending champion Jim Courier beat Andre Agassi in every aspect of the game today. He would beat him coming down the line with the backhand. Agassi never in this one at all, and Courier would show some touch, dropping this one for another point. A beauty. Courier breezes to the win, 6-3, 6-2, 6-3. He'll face Korda in the men's finals on Sunday. And, of course, we'll have the women's finals for you tomorrow on News 4 at 1. Defending champion Monica Seles against Steffi Graf. We received a sure sign today. The Olympics will soon be here. The Olympic flame was lit by the sun during a ceremony at the ruins of ancient Olympia. That's where the Olympic Games began back in 776 BC. More than 9,000 people will be carrying the torch between now and July 25th as it makes its way to Barcelona for the Summer Games. 2 weeks from tonight, Evander Holyfield will defend his heavyweight title against former champion Larry Holmes, and never let it be said the champ lacks motivation. Holyfield is busy training for the fight. He's up each morning at 5 to begin the routine. Last year, Holyfield struggled, barely beat 42-year-old George Foreman. Now, as he prepares to fight another old-timer, he insists that age is a critical factor.
At 29, you consider to be at your prime. At 42, and you have the knowledge, but being able to get your body to do what your mind asks you to do is a different thing.
Hockey news, Herb Brooks back in the NHL. He signed a 3-year deal to coach the New Jersey Devils, and published reports claim at least 3 NHL owners have gone to league president John Ziegler and asked him to resign. Ziegler's been president of the NHL for 15 years. A little magic came into the world last night. Magic and Cookie Johnson becoming the proud parents of a son, Irvin Johnson III, weighing in at 7 pounds, 15 ounces. Magic Johnson, of course, is HIV positive. His wife and child are not. Ooh, nothing like humor on the golf course, huh? The Elway tournament, former running back Mosey Tatupu, we saw him lining up the shot, and he measured it perfectly, but he's got too much muscle. Yeah, too strong that time. All proceeds, of course, from the Elway tournament benefit the Elway Foundation. Gonna wrap things up with our plays of the week, and here we go. Catch of the week by an infielder goes to the Angels, Gary DiSarcina. Almost seemed like time was standing still there for a moment. DiSarcina making the catch. Mel Hall of the Yankees outfield comes down with that one. Florida State's Ty Mueller not quite ready for the big leagues, but he did make the catch, a juggling one at that. Golf shot of the week, this one a no-brainer at the rain-soaked Kemper. Mike Smith, an approach on a par 5, hoping for a birdie, settling for an eagle, yeah. And Michael Jordan was, of course, the man this week. No stopping Sir Michael, and even he was a bit embarrassed by how easy it all was. And I don't care what they say on ESPN, it is really the NBA. I guess we don't see it. All right, it really is the NBA that's in your face, and they proved it with Jordan's performance the other night.
Should be interesting tonight, huh?
Yeah, let's see if the Blazers can give him a game tonight, but Chicago, I think, is going to lay it on him again.
All right, thanks, Gary.
Well, as we saw some unusual sports and a lot of unusual news over the last few weeks, you may have missed it, but don't worry. Our intrepid Steve Lusk has chronicled all the weird stuff. That's up next.
Any mulching mower can chop up grass and return it to your lawn as fertilizer. But the new Honda Harmony's exclusive twin-blade cutting action gives you finer clippings than other mulchers. So you get a better end result. The new Honda Harmony. Nothing's easier.
Discover the all-new Thomasville store this weekend during our House Beautiful sale. Everything is on sale. Plus, take 40% off any one Thomasville item. Take 40% off any sofa, love seat, or chair. Take 40% off any dining room or bedroom item. Then buy with no down payment and with no payments or interest the next 6 months. All prices throughout the store have been reduced. Plus, take 40% off any one item. It's all here at the new Thomasville Home Furnishing Store at County Line and Colorado Boulevard.
It's the one that gets used. U.S. West Direct.
Are you ready for summer fun? Then get your Elitch's Payless for Fun Pass. Go to your nearest Payless drugstore camera department and purchase your Elitch's Payless for Fun Pass now. Get ready for good times times 8 with 8 days of unlimited rides for only $50, and you'll get a Payless coupon book. Altogether, it's a $150 value. It's the best deal you can get on 100 years worth of Elitch's fun anywhere. Elitch's Payless for Fun Pass. Brought to you by Payless Drugstores, Elitch Gardens, and News 4.
Get the 92 price slash at the Toyota Warehouse and save over $1,700 on a new Tercel. Douglas Toyota, the Toyota Warehouse. Go for the price.
In Steve's world, news that fell through the cracks and possibly should have remained there. News 4's Steve Lusk reviews what you may have missed over the past few weeks.
Without a doubt, it's a mad world.
Let's review unusual news, but news that's fit to print. It's true, Adam and Eve's bones in Colorado. Yes, the Garden of Eden was south of Denver. Perot has been getting lots of press. Elvis has a stamp. His wife has a fragrance, the same Priscilla that used to look like this. Johnny said his final good night. The new Tonight Show has curtains that remind me of those doors on Get Smart, and the band with those conga drums makes me think of Ricky Ricardo. Boulder runners wearing bowling pins were entertained by dancers. Homely Cabbage Patch Kids, official mascots of the U.S. Olympic team. The Air Force Academy closed its etiquette office.
This is not the time for cartoon time. This is not the time for leather or cute minis.
CU students took Peppy the lawn ornament on a road trip to California. Witness the Colfax ballerina. How about a watermelon lantern or a light bulb that lasts 20,000 hours? The zoo has a dwarf mongoose. United had a name change, but the bank still makes change.
We can give you 5 singles. For 2 singles, 8 quarters, and 10 dimes. You'd be amazed at the variety of options you have.
Shredded wheat turned 100, the invention of Denver lawyer Henry Perkey. We showed you the ball retriever at Aqua Golf and a weird minor league pitcher named Turk. Steve Lusk, News 4.
To think we would have missed that stuff.
Yeah, I tell you.
Stormy weather hopped around the state today.
When we come back, we'll head into the Storm Center to find out what's in store for the weekend, so stay with us.
For a few short weeks at Red Lobster, we're putting together lobster, crab, and shrimp. Don't miss our best combinations ever for just a limited time. Lobster, crab, and shrimp. Tonight at Red Lobster.
Guess what? I don't have the keys.
I don't have them either.
The side door.
The gleam of a brass chandelier.
Not open. The window.
The embrace of a comfortable chair. The 100 other details that make an Ethan Allen house so nice to come home to. If you ever get home.
Maybe the garage. Yeah.
Right now,